Do you all buckle up every time that you're in the car? I hope you do. I have a habit every time I get in the car, the first thing I do is buckle up. It's a good precaution, and you never know when it could save your life. And I also encourage any passengers I have to buckle up, because as a driver, I feel like it's my responsibility, and if I want them buckled, I feel like they should be. Motor vehicle crashes are a leading cause of death among those aged 1 to 54 in the United States, which is a crazy amount because people drive all the time. That's our main form of transportation. Back in the olden days, there were sidewalks and people walked and rode their bike a lot more. But these days, it doesn't matter how far we're going. We usually just hop in the car and drive there. So it's crazy that something that we do every day is a leading cause of death. More than 2.2 million drivers and passengers were treated in emergency departments as a result of being injured in motor vehicle crashes in 2012. And young adults aged 18 to 24 have the highest crash-related injury rates of all adults, and that's according to cdc.gov. So anyway, I think that, young adults, we have so much technology these days, especially in our car. Like my sister's new car, whenever you put on the right blinker, it comes up a video or like a picture of her whole right side of her car to see a blind side. And there's a bunch of technology that really is useful, and it can help out a lot. But with technology, there's also a bad side to that. We have these new radio systems and different ways to connect our music. And we just have a bunch of distractions in our car because our cars are so advanced. And I think that's why young drivers do get so distracted. And that causes distracted driving or reckless driving, and that can be very dangerous too. However, are seatbelts something that need to be laws, or are they something that simply need to be encouraged? I believe that we shouldn't have seatbelt laws that apply to adults. I think that the seatbelt laws should only apply to children under 18 years of age. When you're under 18, you're maybe not quite as mature, so I think it is acceptable to have laws saying that children should buckle up. However, those 18 years and older should be able to decide for themselves whether or not to wear a seatbelt. When they get in the car and make that decision affects only them. They're the only ones affected by that choice. So I think they should be able to make that for themselves. As of 1992, TSN had spent $92 million on the passage of seatbelt laws in all states, and that's according to fee.org. So that's a crazy amount of money that can definitely be spent on enforcement of other serious matters, such as drunk driving and reckless driving and all sorts of crime that we have on our streets. That's money that could be spent in those ways rather than just enforcing a seatbelt law. There's two categories of seatbelt laws. There's primary seatbelt laws and secondary seatbelt laws. Primary seatbelt laws are when enforcement can pull you over simply for not wearing a seatbelt, and that's the only offense that they have to pull you over for. Secondary seatbelt laws are when they have to pull you over for another offense, and then they can also get you on not wearing your seatbelt, and that would be 2 offenses. Kentucky happens to have primary seatbelt laws, so if they see you driving down the road without your seatbelt on, they can pull you over right then. And that's according to ghsa.org. And depending on the type of accident, seatbelts can be good or bad. Each accident is different. You can either, go off the road by yourself, hit a tree, roll over, be hit by another car. You never know what kind of accident you're going to get in. Let's say, if a vehicle stops 1 foot in front of you from the speed of 30 miles per hour, which is relatively slow, thinking, on the highway and stuff we go 50 or 60, and on the interstate we go about 70. And then assuming that the driver weighs about 160 pounds, which is about what I weigh, they would have 2.4 tons of force from the seatbelt going across them. So that could cut them, right across you or across your lap. So that's an extreme amount of force going across you at the moment of impact. Of course, with that being said, I know that seatbelts have saved many lives, and I think that they are good. Like I said, I buckle up every time I get in the car. But I just think that the government shouldn't take that choice away from adults. I think adults should be able to say, hey, yes, I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to wear my seatbelt and I'm going to buckle up just to be on the safe side about it. So I think that we just need to focus on encouragement of cautious driving rather than making it seem like seatbelts make drivers or passengers invincible. A lot of times, with all of the, we have front and rear airbags and we have anti-skid brakes and we have all these new systems on our cars to make them safer. But sometimes I feel like that makes the driver think that they're invincible and that they can drive more dangerously because they've taken all the precautions. And by enforcing seatbelt laws, I think we're telling our children, oh, well, if you buckle up, you'll be fine, you have nothing else to worry about. When really we should be saying, hey, every time you get on the road, you have your life in your hands, you have all your passengers' lives in your hands, and all the other people on the road that you encounter. And that came from an article from Time magazine. Seatbelt laws infringe on a person's rights as guaranteed in the 4th, 5th, and 9th Amendments as well. So to conclude, I just think that, I always wear my seatbelt, but I don't think that laws are necessarily the answer to our problems. They're definitely not the answer to all of our vehicle-related fatalities. People bring out all the numbers, and you always see it on the news about, oh, this person got in an accident, but they were wearing their seatbelt, so they were saved. But I think instead of really enforcing seatbelt laws, I think we should step back and say, hey, let's just encourage safe driving and good decisions. And by doing that, we promote individual responsibility, and it kind of makes us grow up a little bit and become responsible for the actions we take. Thank you.